Act 2, Scene 1 of Macbeth starts off with Fleance and Banquo being unable to sleep because of bad dreams. And then Macbeth shows up to Banquo's place, and Banquo starts talking about his bad dreams and how he's been dreaming about the prophecies that the three witches have given Macbeth and himself. But Macbeth says he'd rather not speak of them, and he hasn't thought about them ever since, even though we all know that this is a lie. Macbeth then tells Banquo goodnight, and he'll see him, and they can talk about the three witches tomorrow. As Macbeth is departing, he has an envision about a dagger leading him into Duncan's room. This is him having like a mental breakdown because he's thinking about what the actions he's about to do and whether he's really going to go through with it. And he says that he can see the dagger and it's leading him right toward Duncan's room.
For quotes of Act 2, Scene 1, Macbeth says, "Dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain, I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw." This is Macbeth having a hallucination about seeing a dagger. This is important because it is dramatic irony for us who are reading the book, because we know he is going to kill Duncan, and him having a hallucination proves that. This also shows Macbeth's readiness to commit the crime because he's basically convincing himself to follow through with it. Act 2, Scene 2 of Macbeth. Lady Macbeth gave the chamberlains a lot of alcohol so that they would fall asleep and be framed for Duncan's death, while Macbeth murdered Duncan in his sleep. And Lady Macbeth hears a cry and worries that the chamberlains are awake and she will be caught for her crime. She doesn't understand how Macbeth could fail because she planned everything herself and she believes her plan is foolproof.
As Lady Macbeth sees King Duncan dead in his bed, seeing all the blood on top of his body from being brutally murdered by her husband, she takes a moment to look at him just because he resembles a bit of her father. After that moment, she plants the daggers on the drunken guards and hurries back home. As she hears a knock at her house, it was Lennox and Ross. She tells Macbeth to change into his nightgowns to look less suspicious. Macbeth, Act 2, Scene 2. Quotes. "Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I'd done it." This quote is important to the scene because this shows the effect that Lady Macbeth had on her husband. This shows us the pressure that Lady Macbeth put on Macbeth to go through with the action, or he would be a coward if he did not. She is the one who told him to go through with it, even when Macbeth was questioning himself. So this shows how much of an influence she was on Macbeth.